Hello everyone, it's been a really long time, but Kughee recently painted up the Resin SD Robot King. So here is a long-awaited video from him. Let's go. NewType is a fast and reliable source of Gunpla supplies in the US. For my fellow Canadians, our Gamma Hobby offers the largest stock of kits, tools, and paints. This is a second-hand resin kit, so it's already been primed by the previous owner. Kughee will still give it a soak and wash to remove mold release. He starts off by installing magnets into the head, so it's easier to disassemble, especially if you ever need to pack the kit. A lot of people ask about the size of our magnets and wires, but what's more important is just finding sizes that match your drill bits. If you are interested in any of the tools used in this video, check out my Amazon storefront for the links. Purchases send a small commission my way at no extra cost to you and helps me continue creating content like this. The magnets didn't give a strong enough hold for the legs though, so Kughee switched to wires for the rest of the joints. Because resin parts come in big chunks, Kughee moves on to scribe new panel lines for clearer and more realistic parts separation. Notice that he is able to do it without guide tape by using the edges to stabilize his liner. He moves the part only and keeps the wrist of his scribing hand straight to minimize the chances of the liner slipping and scratching the part. The surfacer also helps provide a rougher surface for his liner to grip onto. He also rescribes existing panel lines. Even if you don't plan to mask, this helps provide consistently deep panel lines for better panel line accent flow. Many people ask how many passes to make when scribing, but that really depends on the original depth of the existing panel lines and how much pressure you use. In the unedited footage of a random part, I counted he made 8 passes. After hand drilling some holes for metal detail parts, Kughee moves on to sanding. If you made any slips during the previous heavier duty modification work of drilling and scribing, this is where you can sand away light scratches. Sanding is important for many reasons. It removes any remaining mold release and prevents paint from bubbling. Sanding also creates a rough surface on the smooth resin for your surfacer to latch onto to prevent paint flaking or peeling off with masking tape. It is a long and tedious but necessary part of painting resin kits. We now get on to painting the first stage of surfacer. It's the first time Kughee has filmed painting in this setup, so he'll move the camera to the left for a better view later. I recently made a review of this booth, mentioning how easy it is to knock over paint bottles in this small space, and recommended keeping bottles in the top right-hand corner. After every half cup of paint, Kughee will clean the airbrush to remove any buildup and prevent the airbrush from spitting. Using putty diluted with some lacquer thinner, he fills in any imperfections, usually holes or dents. The first layer of surfacer will help him better see these flaws. In fact, a darker surfacer would make flaws more visible, but we use what we can find in Canada. Press the putty in to fill the hole well and let it fully cure overnight.
퍼티 바르고 샌딩해주고 있습니다. 곡면 사포할 때는 사포를 곡면에 맞게끔 움직여야 됩니다. 이렇게 직선으로 하면 안 되고 이렇게 서페이스에 막힌 부분 다시 패널 라인 파주겠습니다. 그리고 패널 라인 안에 들어간 서페이서 찌꺼기들은 정리를 해주는 게 좋습니다. 자, 2차 샌딩까지 다 끝났습니다. 와우, 안나 끝났어요.
Can I like show you the outside of the picture?
Of course. Wow, Elsa, Anna, Lulu. How about that?
I like your Gundam.
Oh, it's not a Gundam actually. This is the super robot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pee-pee, okay?
Okay. Go. Bye-bye.
Kughee now spot paints the parts he sanded in this second round of surfacer. A lot of people have asked where we buy lacquer surfacer in Canada, and I basically stock both online sites and physical shops that sell them, one of which is Argama Hobby, my channel sponsor. If you join newsletters, shops will usually tell you when they come in. I buy whatever grit surfacer in the 1000 range I can get my hands on. Kughee gives 2 rounds of wet coat and a final misty coat of surfacer to ensure the part is fully and evenly painted. The second round of surfacer will show you any flaws you missed. You may have to apply more putty. Kughee then uses this second round of sanding to smooth out the surface, including any residue, dust or specks left from airbrushing. Before painting, he does a masking tape test on multiple parts to ensure the paint will not peel off. Before we continue, let's do a quick unboxing from my amazing sponsors, Argama Hobby, where I get my kids' tools and paints. Super well wrapped. Let's quickly open these up. This is generally the thinner that I use for all of my paints unless I have a brand specific thinner that I want to use. Whites. The famous Prism Blue Black flat top coats. These are recommended to use with the pro use thinner, so you can use these as both surfacer and colors. Another one of the biggies. More of the flat top coats. I did go a little crazy with these. And a bunch of gloss blacks, of course. I use this a lot under metallics. Clear top coats. I would have liked to get the larger size, but they didn't have them. The Gaia gloss clear top coats are not my favorite. I feel like they're not as shiny as this Korean IPP gloss top coat that I used to use in Korea. I noticed these prism colors, which I've actually never seen in real life before. Some primary paints really for mixing. Generally usable colors. I think I ordered 2 of these by accident. And a bunch more clears because these actually go out of stock faster than flat top coats. And here was my entire paint haul from Argama Hobby. Thank you again so much for your support. Kughee starts his paint job with a foundation white, used as a brighter base for his lighter colors. It requires less layers than using a regular white paint. All of the parts in this first color painting session are to be masked off later. Painting resin kits, which have little parts separation, requires a bit of planning. If you are interested in seeing Kughee's entire process, you can find the unedited extended version of this build and more of my previous work in progress videos on my Patreon. Your support helps us continue filming and producing content for this channel. Kughee places the masking tape on the cutting mat to cut it into the size and shape he needs. It is not to loosen its adhesion. Use an art knife or toothpick to press the edge of the masking tape into the crevices to ensure it is tightly pressed down. After masking, it is best to paint on the same day, before the tape starts to lift. Try to paint it top down and avoid angles that spray directly against the masking tape, which can cause overspray. Kughee said he'd like to try doing a matte and gloss top coat, like my black sazabi. It's always interesting for us to share color ideas and inspiration with each other. When spraying top coat, give it thick, wet, fast coats to avoid a blotchy finish. Notice he leaves a part out, which will be painted with a gloss top coat. When painting metallics, use a drier, tacky coat to get that true metallic look. This part is going to be masked off. There are different ways to mask, and this is like a stencil cutting method. The key is to use a new blade and cut from a fresh corner each time. For a more extensive demonstration of this method and more resin painting videos, check out the links in the description box below. We now get to the clear top coat. Notice this part has been masked and top coated twice. Also note that Kughee uses quite a strong spray when top coating. You can see all the overspray, but lowers the air pressure a lot when spraying smaller and masked parts. We are almost there. Working with resin is a really repetitive and multiple stage process. This will be the final round of painting, as Kughee won't be top coating these metallic parts to retain a more natural metallic finish. What a beautiful metallic paint. I do personally love the Testors enamel metallics, though they are nearly impossible to get at regular price in Canada. We now hand paint all the final touches and details using a toothpick, which can give a cleaner and more precise control over certain parts. Just like scribing, always move and angle the part, not your working hand. Use an enamel thinner to do any cleanup work. As he adds the finishing touches, I hope you enjoyed this recent project from Kughee. It's been a long time since he's painted, as we've had a lot to juggle as parents, moving all the way across the world. It's not a definite comeback yet, but he does have one more upcoming project and video, so watch out for it. Did you know that 67% of viewers are not subscribed? If you enjoy my content, the easiest way for you to support this channel is to become a subscriber. I'd also like to thank my amazing Patreon supporters who receive access to my private Discord server, where we recently started a wacky Xeon Designs group build. Come join us to paint up the weirdest Xeon kit you can find. You can also support me right here on YouTube. Members receive custom badges, emotes, and exclusive livestream replays. Thank you for being the reason I get to keep creating. See you in the next video.
Daddy, look at mommy.
I haven't been that good with filming because we've just been so busy, but we've basically mostly been getting a coffee in the morning and one meal a day actually, really, because we've just not really been that hungry, and then we have our breakfast at home.
I'm wearing hungry to eat snack. I had goldfish, crackers, orange, and no more. Can I eat it?
Yep, you can. I always get a flat white if I can, and Kughee always gets something sweet. Very soft.
Very soft?
Very soft.
Yeah, very soft too.
This is our first time renting a car in Korea because Kughee's gonna go back to his hometown and I'm gonna be alone for a few days in Seoul so that I can do some filming.
니들도 벌어 가져다.
배터리 떨어지고 있어. 어떡하지? 어머, 배터리 안 가져왔는데?
좋습니다.
We even got takeout. Good? Okay.